Hi guys, we're going to talk about fractions and about equal and unequal parts. Fractions just means that a whole has been divided into parts. So for example, this circle, it's been divided into half. These are two equal halves. The one side has exactly the same amount as the other side. So when you look at this document that I have loaded in Google Classroom, it's the wrong way, but there's these two headers and one says equal and the other one says unequal. But I showed you an example of two equal halves. Here's an example of a circle that's not in equal halves. It's still divided, right? It's broken up into parts, but these are not equal parts. This part right here has less than these two parts right here, and I actually can't quite tell. This one might be a little bit less as well, and then this one is more. These are examples of equal and unequal. The blue one is unequal parts, and the red circle has equal parts. It's actually in equal halves. So what I'm going to do is I printed out all of the pages. I printed out the unequal header and the equal header, and then I cut up all of the pieces. And I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to decide which header I'm going to put them under. So I lay them on my desk, right? And I separate them, and I'm going to put my blue circle with my unequal parts underneath the header that says unequal. But if you don't have a printer to do that and to cut them all out, you can just go ahead and use the drawing tool on the screen. And then I would just go to each of the parts, and if it's equal, put a check. And if they're unequal parts, like over here, this green rectangle, that's not equal. It's divided up into parts, but they're not equal parts. So I would put an X across that. And then here's an example. This is equal because these are four equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But this circle, those are not equal parts. It's divided into two parts, but they're not equal halves. And what I like about this one is it also shows parts of a whole. So here's a rectangle with 3 parts. I thought I saw another one with 3 parts, but I think yes, I did. Okay. Here's another rectangle divided into 3 parts. Both of these would be in the unequal side. Why are they in the unequal side? Exactly right. They're in the unequal side because even though they're divided up into parts, they're not equal parts. And when we have equal fractions, that means that they're equal parts of the whole. So for example, this rectangle is divided into 2 equal parts. This one is divided into 4 equal parts. Either way, they're equal fractions. They're all parts of the whole and they're equal. This one, not equal because this part is smaller than this part. What I like about this activity is even though some of them are circles, not all of them are, because not all fractions are parts of a pizza or parts of a pie. But equal fractions are always equal. Everybody should get the same amount. So for example, this pizza pie right here, Mr. Piccinini gets this half, Mrs. Piccinini gets this half. We both get the same amount, right? If he brings home this pizza, Mrs. Piccinini is going to be super sad because that means he would get the big piece over here and I would just get that little bit, and that's not going to be enough for me, right? Okay, so have fun playing your fraction game, thinking about how fractions are just parts of a whole. It just means that something's been broken up into parts. And we need to think about whether those are equal parts or unequal parts. Good job.